Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Scott, and I want to take a few minutes of your time today to have a chat with you about cultivating presence. Now, presence is a very interesting thing because even though most of us are physically present in so many different aspects of our life, oftentimes many of us will actually struggle with being mentally present, emotionally present, and sometimes even spiritually present for that which is happening in front of us. So being present means kind of just being fully there in the moment without finding yourself distracted by what you might be having coming up or what has happened already previously in your past. Now, there are so many different benefits to being present. And some of those benefits include reducing stress and anxiety that we feel, improving the relationships which we have already in our lives, an enhanced ability to emotionally regulate, increase focus and productivity, greater satisfaction with life, improved mental health and well-being, and really importantly too, an enhanced self-awareness. Now, practicing presence is exactly that. It's a practice. It's something that you're going to have to try to engage with kind of day to day in the little moments, in the big moments. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And thankfully, there's actually some really easy ways that you can do this. And I'm going to share some of those with you now. So one of the first things I want to talk to you about is just engaging your senses. Now, as I said, being physically present doesn't actually mean that we are present in all those other different ways. And one of the great benefits of engaging with your senses is that it gets your kind of whole body involved with what is happening. Now, that could just be something simply as taking a moment to kind of look around you, maybe when you're eating lunch or you're having a walk outside or just going from, like, let's say the building to the car in the car park, and naming just 5 things that you actually see. A cloud in the sky, a bird sitting on a branch, a tree swaying in the wind, some kids playing, whatever it might be. And then going on to your sense of hearing, naming 5 things that you hear, maybe 5 things that you can smell, and 5 things that you can feel. Maybe that's the breeze on your skin, the ground underneath your feet, the brushing of your shirt on your skin. But just in doing so, you're giving yourself a chance to become very grounded in the moment that is actually happening. Another way that you can easily enhance and cultivate presence in your life is to try and reduce distractions. Now, this is a difficult one, right? Because we all walk around with these wonderful devices we call our phones in our pockets, and they have a myriad of distractions at your fingertips. You go into the grocery store, and anybody who has to wait in line for more than 10 seconds immediately pulls out their phone because we have become so accustomed to distracting ourselves in our daily life, right? So reducing distractions is a really great way for us to find more presence in the day-to-day. That might mean just simply taking your phone, putting it on airplane mode when you're actually engaging with conversation, or even reducing clutter around the home or your workspace. Giving yourself that opportunity to be fully in the moment without being dragged away by a sense of obligation or a sense of needing to be doing something different is a great way to fully start to cultivate more presence. Another thing that is really handy, which I always advise clients about, is learning to come to your breath. Now, interestingly, while we're just having this conversation or you're watching this video, take note of how you're breathing now. Are you doing short, shallow breaths just into the top part of your chest? Or are you taking deep breaths right down into the stomach, allowing that to expand? The quality of your breath really dictates the quality of your nervous system. So take time to maybe just count your breath over a minute and see where you're at. Ideally, you want to be at somewhere between 12 to 15, and do what you can to just occasionally stop, check in, and breathe. Another really awesome way for you to help with cultivating presence is journaling. Journaling at the end of the day gives you an opportunity to reflect on what has happened, how you feel about that, maybe what you can do to improve on it, and maybe even just take note of what you have been happy with. And this brings us to the last tip for the cultivating presence, which is to practice gratitude. all of us, whether we want to realize it or acknowledge it or not, have an amazing amount of things that we can be grateful for in any given day, whether that is the fact that you had a bed to wake up in, a roof over your head, or just simply food in the fridge to sustain yourself. But practicing gratitude, taking a moment to acknowledge each and every little thing in your life, is an awesome way to feel a lot more present in the moment. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have found these tips helpful. Put them to use in your day-to-day life and see how that helps for you to cultivate just that little bit more presence.